At center, left side pass and snapped in by Christian Forsberg. Connor Murphy taken to the sideboards. In from the line was Sovic. And now USA will regroup with Connor Murphy. No score in the early going here. Chance taking it wide on the right side was Jack Eichel with that speed. Back to the blue line for Moore. Moore floats it to the front of the net. Trevor Lewis couldn't get a stick on it. Eichel now in on the forecheck. Eichel in on Steen, and Steen will play it back in behind his own net. Bastiansen is there. He got bumped on the play, sends it cross ice, and now Norway will skate it out. Steen to the line and in. On the backhand, puts it behind the net. Connor Murphy gets tied up in behind the net as he gets into a battle. Puck now in behind and controlled by John Moore.
Well, he tried to glove it down and change direction of that shot by Krug.
Team USA's first shot on goal. Seth Jones for Riley. Riley drills that, and that is caught and held by Haugen.
Well, Haugen didn't get the start last game against Russia. It was Lars Volden in net. Haugen gets the high shot from Riley, pinching in from the point as Roy Johansson switching up goaltenders here in the first two games.
He has coached this team since 2001. Played in the Olympics in Calgary for Norway. Jack Eichel, as the power play continues, another 35 seconds. Shot from the line went wide by Riley. Race forward in behind the net. Vesey trying to keep it in the Norway zone, can't. And Mike Riley will track back for Team USA. Riley, cross ice, Eichel in with a good hard shot. Saved by Haugen. And a good quick release there by Jack Eichel.
Well, it's a real quick release, but it's the speed up the ice. They come up as a unit. Riley's the defenseman that can carry the puck. Very mobile, very quick, and finds Eichel. Eichel just right down that center lane, takes the shot on net. Of course, Jack Eichel, everybody excited about the promise of him, the upcoming draft, the Hobey Baker winner for Boston University. A great season there.
Team USA off tomorrow. Their next action Monday against Russia. And as the tournament starts to heat up a bit, Riley in full flight. Feeds it for Vesey. Vesey went to fire it, went off the end of his stick. Power play is over. Cleared out at center, and Mike Riley will hustle back. Take puck.
It's rolled off his stick, but good speed by Moses. We saw the creativity, that highlight goal he had against Finland, and there a little bit more of that shiftiness.
Moore snaps it in. Team USA goes in after it. Trevor Lewis first on the forecheck. Vesey spins it back into the corner. Off that far side. Shot from the line by Connor Murphy, and that is grabbed and held.
Well, Norway's done a good job keeping everything to the outside. An easy shot for Lars Haugen to save. And look at the two tournament leaders in goals, Patrick Thorson in Norway and Matt Hendricks with 2 goals against Finland, one of them being the empty net goal. The 2 leaders on both teams.
Thorson's 2 actually brought Norway back into their game against Russia. It was 4-0.
4-0, one shot after 20 minutes of play, and then 2 quick goals to start the second for Norway.
At the right point, long shot from the line by Falk. Goes wide, Krug in from the left point, digs it free. Trevor Lewis gets squeezed out in behind the net by Bonsaskin. Lewis stays on it, now gets a little bit of help, but it will be controlled by Norway. Patrick Thorson all the way back in behind his own net. Dishes it off and heads straight up the ice looking for a return feed, and there it is, except it's into his skates. And circling back is Daniel Sorvik. Player change. So whoever did kick it off the sideboards, if it was a USA player, it's a very good player. If it was a Norwegian player, may not have been that good.
Well, it might have been the goal scorer, Lewis, who the initial play over to Justin Falk.
Hellebuck in a 1-1 tie. Plays it back. Eichel has this get away from him. Shot from the line by Martinson, doesn't get anywhere. Shot by Rosalie Olsen, blockered away there by Hellebuck. Trevor Lewis battles on the far side. Norway holding it in though. Ken-Andre Olam tied up there by Justin Falk. Rosalie Olsen in there looking for a loose puck, but it's clear to center. Eichel goes after it. Puck comes to the bench area where Team USA is changing. No one played it, so play goes on. And it's around the dasher board, and Storvik will backtrack for Norway. Under 7 now to go, opening period, 1-1 tie. Bouncing puck that Hellebuck is going to be careful with. And Hellebuck will hang on to it. 1-1, Norway boards, and that allows Norway to clear, but Jones intercepts and quickly sends BC in. BC to the front of the net, Haugen kicked that away. Jack Eichel had his stick lifted on the play, and now Eichel's going to get a penalty for hooking. To the bench goes Haugen for the extra attacker. Cross ice pass for Ask. Ask, who has the Norway goal in this game, down for Thorson. Thorson looking cross ice. That gets deflected away. Kept in at the left point by Norstabo. And now play whistled down.
Well, Eichel's going to take a penalty in the offensive zone here. Loses the puck, and as he reaches back, hooks up the Norway player to the ice. He had control. Ken-Andre Olam takes the puck, and as Eichel goes to return it, and then some speed.
Back for it. Power play is about to end. Trigg straight up the ice, bounces one that changed directions, and quick reaction by the right leg of Connor Hellebuck. That one was challenging. Off the backboards, we're back to 5-on-5. Norway on the attack. Eichel sticking with his man. Puck is still loose. Shot never got to the net by Rosalie Olsen. Now he tried to howdy-do Bonino. Bonino steals, and then Olsen steals it back. Now Connor Murphy on it in the corner. Rosalie Olsen stays with him. Olam in the battle now. Jones in the mix as well. See if someone kicks it out of this pile. Back to the line. It will be kept in by Tollefson. High slot. Rosalie Olsen spins and fires off a leg and wide. Good pressure by Norway to start the second period.
Oh, USA got themselves in trouble with a couple turnovers in their own end.
Now Nick Bonino gets to the red line, needing a change, sends it in. Anders Lee takes his.
He tapped it across the goal line.
Your old coach, Todd Richards. Brock Nelson off the face-off shot, rebound. Haugen is down. Nelson jumps on the loose puck. Krug at the line, floats this off the backboards. Came to the side of the net after Trevor Lewis got taken down, and his stick is caught up in the paraphernalia of Nestrobo. Finally does get rid of it. Right back in for Eichel. Long shot to the far side wide. Team USA changing. Riley off the bench. Plays it down low for Eichel. Eichel looking for some open ice. That long stick that Eichel uses. Brock Nelson drops it at the line for Riley. Walks in, lets the shot go, and that went wide. Battle in front of the net, and we have an injured player. That is Tollefson, who was down. Eichel teeing it up. Rolling puck, doesn't shoot it. Eichel waiting for traffic. Riley goes to the front of the net. The loose puck for Nelson, and it got jammed away. Good play down low by Roymark to clear that away from Nelson.
You have to like the patience of Eichel. They're just waiting until he had a shot lane, not panicking and just shooting the puck away into traffic.
John Moore trying to hold the line again. 1-1 here in period number 2. Team USA coming off the win over Finland. And Norway, after falling behind 4-0 to Russia in the opening period, came back to make it 4-2, but the game ended 6-2. They have been far more competitive in this game tonight. Trevor Lewis, the goal scorer for Team USA, plays it back to Torrey Krug. Shot, scores! Torrey Krug, who had 4 goals in his first 5 NHL playoff games, with a twisted wrister from the line, and Team USA has the lead.
Well, it doesn't always have to be a big blast from the point. It's about getting it through to the net. And it's Trevor Lewis does a great job. He draws all the Norway defenders down, feeds it back to Krug, and Krug right away shoots this to the net. It looks like it changes directions. May have hit a stick of one of the Norway players on its way to the net. And it drops downer. So a goal here is USA able to take the lead as the puck finds its way through to the net into that top left-hand corner.
Might have been off Brock Nelson, or it might have been off the elbow of Ken-Andre Olsen. Served the minor penalty for the netminder Haugen.
Well, special teams, sometimes the hardest thing here when a quick tournament, not many practices, that you try and develop that chemistry for quick.
Eichel, Trevor Lewis, Justin Fulk, Torrey Krug, and Trevor Lewis. The power play, Brock Nelson over on that far side. Here comes Lewis, drops it back for Fulk, spins it around. Eichel goes after it, leaves it for Brock Nelson. Nelson tried to get it back to the line, and a good defensive read there by Andreas Steen in his second World Championship, and he'll play it down the ice. Krug will go back. Up for Lewis. Lewis for Nelson. He'll leave it for Eichel. Eichel finds a little bit of room. Those quick hands. Fulk to the back post. Krug trying to get it down low. Comes onto the stick of Brock Nelson. He'll leave it for Jack Eichel. Back for Krug and back for Eichel. Now over on that far side for Fulk. Fulk gets it back. Fulk getting ready to tee it up. Fulk with Eichel in front. Back to the line for Krug. And Eichel trying to get a stick on that shot from the line, and grabbed and held by Haugen.
Well, Krug, another good shot just through to the net. Eichel standing right in front of Haugen, and Torrey Krug 3 assists already in 2 games. He was the leading ice time man for USA after the first period. Eichel and Tollefson getting into a little bit of shoving match out there, something Jack Eichel's going to get used to, that size, as Tollefson 6'2", 210 pounds, a big rugged defenseman.
Arm saved by Haugen. Olem with the long pass. Good read by Fulk to break it up. Now it's sent to the line, but not deep. Grabbed off, and here comes Team USA shorthanded. Eichel on the backhand, and Haugen got down in front. Not sure that got to the net. Moore, as the power play is now over. Moore trying to work it free for Brock Nelson. Ends up in behind the net for Eichel. Eichel trying to get away and find some space, sends it near side. Slap shot, that got stopped as Jake Gardner let that one fly. Norway unable to clear the zone. Trevor Lewis on the puck on the near side. Lewis going to the near side there with Forsberg. Forsberg slips it down the ice, and Brock Nelson back for it. Nelson to the line, puts on the brakes. Nelson with the go-ahead goal here in the second period. Holas.
Look at each other afterwards and seem to be all right. Jack Eichel, the patience for this 18-year-old. Great job, just a little toe drag around Holas. Tries to find some room, but the right pad of Haugen able to make the save as Eichel a little bit of a head shake on that. His best opportunity in this tournament.
Team USA with 4. The incident with Matt Hendricks, where Hendricks went to the box, scored their goal in the opening period. But he is a veteran of this Norway squad. Brock Nelson on the 4-on-4. Leaves for Torrey Krug. Eichel up there as well. Krug stays with it. Nelson headed to the front of the net. Puck never got there. Eichel now back for Nelson. For Fulk. For Nelson. For Krug. Watched by Olem. Back for Fulk. Fulk the shot. That changed directions. Good left pad save there by Haugen. Fulk trying to hold it in, can't. Thorson gets to center. No room for him. Sends it cross ice, and Olem will carry it in. Mathis Olem back for Thorson. Nice delay. Backhand try, and Hellebuck shuts that down on the short side, and then Olem comes in and tries to dig the puck out of the pads of Connor Hellebuck.
Well, there's going to be a penalty here late, and it's going to go to Olem for that late. They're going to call a slash, but a nice move by Olem. He's the guy who carries the puck into the zone, then he finds Thorson. Thorson with a little fake shot to lay around, takes it to the net, saved by Hellebuck. It's between his pads, it gets covered up, and that's going to be the call as Olem comes in and tries to jam that puck free. Is a 4-on-3 penalty for USA.
The roar you heard, they put it up on the score clock that the Czech Republic has now come back to take a 3-2 lead on Latvia, and it was Jaromir Jagr on a 5-minute power play to give the Czech Republic that 1-goal lead after they were down 2-0 to Latvia. Riley on the 4-on-3. Down for Eichel. Jones switches positions, and Riley the one-timer, and Trevor Lewis in front, but Haugen no rebound, and he will smother it.
Oh yeah, I like what Todd Richards is doing here. Is Riley the 21-year-old, Jones the 20-year-old, Eichel the 18-year-old, and Trevor Lewis at 28, the only one there, but using his young guys. He said they're going to play. They're going to play in all situations in this power play. Good example of the youth and the skill USA has.
Eichel had a tough night in the face-off department the other night. Has been better tonight. Got kicked out of this face-off. They tie it up. Trevor Lewis trying to dig it free. The U.S. does come up with it. Seth Jones plays give and go there with Riley. Down for Eichel. Lewis heads to the front of the net again. You have to stay out of that blue paint. Eichel tried to get it to the front of the net. That got blocked, and it will be picked up. Forsberg breaks that up, and then it's cleared down the ice. Jones goes back for it. Jones, he can skate. Pulls up inside the line. Everyone gets set up. Near side for Riley, back for Jones. One-timer wasn't in the wheelhouse. Now for Eichel. Eichel takes a look. Riley, Eichel. They switch spots. Eichel in front for Lewis. Little tip. Puck is still loose. Good save there by Haugen on a nice setup. Now it's 5-on-4. Jones toe drag, and he rifled that one high. Back for Riley, now to Jones. Didn't get much on it. Checks his stick to make sure it's okay. Cross ice for Riley. Snuck that one through, Riley did. Now back for Jones from Eichel, and now back for Eichel. Eichel to the side of the net. Trevor Lewis takes a look. Power play continues for the U.S. Shot by Jones, ricochets off a body and wide. Riley trying to keep it in that zone, does. Trevor Lewis on the loose puck. Lewis to the goal line. Bonino back for Eichel. Save made Haugen. Bonino. Dying seconds of the power play. Fakes, now fires it. And that's off the body in front and wide. Chance in front for Eichel. And he slipped it wide. Now out of the penalty box, Olam. Hellebuck tried to freeze it, could not. Great pressure.
Goal for the USA in the first period, and a couple of chances here. That 4-on-3, Eichel was all over. He went from one side to the other. Eventually finds Lewis right in front as he had a couple opportunities in close on Lars Haugen as Haugen comes up with two big saves. The second one with the glove being the biggest. Puck was bouncing around, but real good pressure. U.S. didn't strike with a man advantage, but they certainly had a lot of good looks.
Same unit was pretty much out for the entire power play.
Well, that's why they were trying to get off the ice and almost got caught.
Gave up a 4-on-1 that did not amount to much for Norway. Battle in the corner. Jones and Gardner, the defense pair now for Team USA. Eichel back out there at the line. Norstrabo lets the long shot go wide. Sorvik on the far side spins it back down low. Rosalie Olsen trying to work it out front, got tripped up on the play, and a penalty coming up to USA. It's going to be Eichel again who is going, and now Eichel decides to get at it there with Martinson, as Martinson had some words for Team USA.
Well, Jack Eichel, the stick into the feet of Rosalie Olsen. Down he goes, and Jack Eichel back to the penalty box. Has already been there once in this hockey game. Oh, he's just going to keep Eichel company here for 4 seconds.
So the third period underway, and Holas plays it back into his own zone. Norstabo tries to get it deep, can't. Cleared all the way down the ice. Power play is over, so that will be an icing call against Team USA.
Oh, Roy Johansson trying to find a way to get his team back into this one. We're talking about Jonas Hollis and the ice time he's played. He has 20-10-11, played 39 games in National Hockey League with Colorado Avalanche.
Cleared in behind the net. After it, Krug chips it around the boards. Brock Nelson's after it. Nelson with the go-ahead goal. Trevor Lewis the goal that tied it. After Ask had given Norway the 1-0 lead. Nelson lets the shot go. That goes off of Holas. Nelson tracks it down. Holas appears like that may have caught him up high a little bit. Falk lets that rip from the right point and it goes wide. Eichel in the corner, gets rubbed out, and the puck grabbed off by Olam. No room there. Takes it dangerously to the front of his own net, and now it gets cleared out at center ice. Back in on that right side for Ask. Lewis chases him. Ask dishes it off in the slot. Trigg the shot, breaks his stick. Save made Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck trying to go to 2-0 in the tournament. Tollefson on the far side for Olam. Olam gets squeezed out. Olam goes down to the ice along with Krug. And Justin Falk sends it right side, and the Team USA will start out. Eichel at center. Team USA changing. Eichel will leave it back for Krug, and he'll set.
Power play here for USA, trying to get go, yet to find a goal in this tournament, 0 for 5.
And their power play was so good in last year's tournament. Of course, only 5 returning players from last year's tournament for Team USA. Some others are busy involved in Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, they had a certain guy who was having a tremendous playoff in Tyler Johnson.
Yes. Trevor Lewis. Back to the blue line for Justin Falk. Back for Trevor Lewis. Jack Eichel takes the pass. Falk, Eichel, into the slot. Nelson, and a good save by Haugen. And cleared down to center ice, and Falk will backtrack. Everyone curls and gets into position. Falk drops. Eichel the trailer. Gathering speed through center. Eichel pulls up, lets the shot go, and that one off the side of the net. Eichel now tried to center it. Back to the line. Falk. Back for Eichel. Eichel tried to dish it through, and that got blocked. Roost is on the loose puck, sends it back in behind his own net, and Holas will send it down the ice. Now over Latvia, 4-2. Czech Republic has outshot Latvia 32-8, as Latvia has run itself into some penalty trouble.
Well, the Czech Republic had an exciting game, lost in a shootout to Sweden last night.
Seth Jones through center ice. He gets chased back by Morton Ask. Now for Torrey Krug, and back for Seth Jones. Jones lead pass looking for Brock Nelson, and this is going to be an icing call, and the pace of this game has somewhat slowed.
Well, it certainly has. And a look at Jack Eichel at a Boston University, the youngster. A little more physical game here he's seen, but some patience. He's seen those signs. At times he just will explode with a real good play. He has patience with the puck, confidence, and the release. Dennis, you talked about it. He's got an NHL type release where he can pull it, drag it, get that open lane, and fire it through to the net.
71 points in 40 games at Boston University for Jack Eichel. The future, we suspect, Buffalo Sabre.
That would be the guess I would have, would yes be joining the Buffalo Sabres with that #2 pick.
Eichel trying to clear it up the board. That got blocked. Team USA jumps on it. Here comes Seth Jones. Chips it in deep, and Trevor Lewis goes after it. It was Lewis's goal that tied the game. Brock Nelson has the go-ahead marker. Forsberg sends it in. Connor Hellebuyck coming off the win yesterday against Finland. Back in nets for USA today, and playing back-to-back is nothing new for Connor Hellebuyck. He played a ton. Team USA next up against Russia on Monday. We'll have that one for you as well. Jones couldn't get a stick on it. Ask plays it behind the net, came out front. Olam is after it. Eichel staying with him. Tries to work it back to the line, does, but it comes all the way out the center. He kept getting chased further and further out of the zone there by Trevor Lewis. Now back in, Thorson looking for the return pass, sends it to the near side, no one there. And Eichel grabs it off, and Eichel sends it cross ice. Brock Nelson tearing down that left side, it's on the goal line! And swept away before anyone from Team USA could get to it. Thorson back for Norway. Leaves it there for Olam, and his pass back to the point is going to come all the way to center.
Well, so close, that shot by Lewis down the right. Oh, a penalty to Norway right before that break as Roymark will head to the penalty box, and another opportunity here for USA.
Fifth power play of the game for Team USA. 0 for 4 with 8 shots on goal. There was a time to score one that would be a huge advantage. This might be it to give them a 2-goal lead.
Well, it has gotten chippy out there ever since starting in the second period, and then that hit Tolerson on Moses that sent Moses back to the dressing room.
Eichel in across the line. Eichel drops it off for Torrey Krug. Krug back for Eichel. And back for Krug. Shot, save made by Haugen. Ruscott went down in the slot. Not sure if he got clipped. Falk lets the shot go, and that's off a stick and out of play.
I think it was him and Brock Nelson, some contact, and Roos went down. Is here with the man advantage. Some real good ones. One in the second period. They had the whole time in Norway's zone, but they haven't found a way to get that goal.
Krug for Trevor Lewis. Back for Eichel. Eichel dashes his way in. Falk's pass was in behind the intended receiver. That was Nelson. Nelson now steals. Trevor Lewis takes his man down. Power play is over. Jammed loose at the side of the circle, and now cleared back into the Team USA zone. Torrey Krug will backtrack. Roymark after him. Falk slows it down. His pass got picked off. Thorson in for Norway. Thorson plays it to the line to Trigg. Trigg the shot, and that's off of a stick and wide. Back up the boards. Trigg in a battle there with Eichel. And Eichel slips it down the wall back into the Norway zone. Right back up the ice for Mathis. And now it's cleared out and back to the Norway line.
Well, US did a good job just keeping it to the outside. Didn't allow his shot. Just stay patient and smart there in the defensive zone until they could get it out of their area.
We'll keep an eye on Haugen to see whether Coach Roy Johansson is the Patrick Waugh gambling type or whether he's more conservative and will leave his netminder in with 2 minutes left to go.
Well, there's just 2 minutes left. Patrick Waugh would have been possibly a minute or two ago that he would have tried it, but right now Haugen will stay in the net as face-off in the USA zone, and they'll wait and use their timeout here probably on the next whistle.
So face-offs becoming ever so important. Eichel ties this one up in the face-off circle, pulls it back. Trevor Lewis off the boards trying to get it out, does. And now Nelson with a 2-on-1 with Eichel. They play give and go. Nelson the shot, and that goes wide. Haugen may have got a piece of it.
Well, it's a good play back in their zone. Lewis up the wall, good support by Eichel, and then it's a 2-on-1 little give and go. As Nelson, Eichel back to Nelson, and it just catches the blocker of Haugen and goes up and out of play. A good chance late for USA to extend their lead. Well, Nelson had the opening goal for USA in this hockey game.
Back in behind the net. Lewis is after it. Nelson on the far side gives chase. Tollefson plays it back in behind his own net. 1:30 now left in regulation and a 2-1 USA lead. Hellebuck traps this in behind the net. Tries to play it up for Justin Falk. Falk for Seth Jones. Jones puts it up the boards. Gets to the line but not out. Hollis trying to hold it in. And Jones and Falk hustle back after it into their own zone. As now there goes the netminder Haugen for the extra attacker with 1:04 to go. So 6 attackers on the ice for Norway. Falk to the line. Trevor Lewis couldn't pick it up. Falk has it again, and he'll send this out to center. Holas for Norway. Norway making a wholesale change. Olam circles back in his own zone. Olam into the U.S. end of the ice with some speed. Pulls up. Holas at the line. Wrist shot. That goes off a body in front. And into the netting. We'll get a stoppage with 34.5 on the clock.
Oh, Holas just trying to get it through. Maybe Hendricks, who blocked this in front. He's had a few blocks in this game for USA. Norway may use their timeout here. Late, we're going to see where the face-off ends up. Did this go off USA or Norway? Coach Johansson will use his timeout to try and draw up a plan with 34 seconds left to tie this game.
Team USA trying to go to 2-0. Finished 6th in last year's competition. Lost in the quarterfinals to the Czech Republic. Returning players: Seth Jones, Connor Murphy, Jake Gardner, Connor Hellebuyck, although Hellebuyck playing a more prominent role this year than last. And Brock Nelson, also a returning player from last year, as Norway over to their bench for some last-second instructions as they take their timeout.
Well, both these teams have tough opponents in their next one, with USA meeting Russia, and Norway meets with Finland next, to the U.S. beat in their first game. You'd expect Finland might be a little bit upset with that loss. Special Pekarinen does not allow 4 goals too many times.
Yes.
He was the MVP of the tournament last year.
Czech Republic has defeated Latvia by a score of 4-2. Andrei Pavlik of the Winnipeg Jets, the win in relief. 6 attackers. Holas from the line lets the shot go. That missed. Taken in the corner by Justin Falk. Falk tried to play it up the board. Stopped Trigg trying to get it back to the line. Eichel gets it to the blue line, but not out. Another shot, never got to the net. Holas has it again, 15 seconds. Back at the line for Ask. Ask for Holas. Holas trying to find a lane to the net. All sorts of bodies down in front, throws it into the paint. Came right back to him. Far side for Olam, the low shot, and that just missed. And Team USA will hang on for a 2-1 win.
Well, a gritty win here for the U.S. club as they continue to try and gain confidence in this tournament. 2-0 now, and it's Brock Nelson with the game-winning goal.
So Connor Hellebuyck, a couple of wins for him, 1 goal against in each game. Team USA 2-0 in the tournament.